Hey y'all, welcome back to the YouTube video. I am so glad to bring you basically the end of the semester. This is what I'm working on. So let me give y'all a look. Ooh. I'm trying to fix how shaky the camera is and I don't know how to fix it. This is literally how big the canvas is. Okay, so this canvas is, well, not canvas, it's a wood panel. It's a birch wood panel, and I've been liking it so far working on it. It's 4 by 2 feet, which is why it's like almost my height. Don't come for me about my height either. But this is pretty much how my process is going. I'm starting off with acrylic. I don't think my professor is too fond of that so far. Make it focus, and then I'll just go down and like kind of show you how the painting is going. Let me zoom in actually. So if you guys can tell, basically I am doing like this spiral cloud detail. And my professor has suggested that I should start with the background, which honestly was it was a really good suggestion because I didn't know where to start with this painting. Just because there is so many elements. And also usually this is like a size, at least the long waist that I've worked. I feel like I have worked this large, but not in this time frame, so that's gonna be pretty difficult. But yeah, here's some of the like acrylic paints that I'm using for this painting. It's not gonna be in acrylic, it's just the underpainting. Mind you, I'm in like an oil painting class, so that's why I feel like my professor is not exactly the fondest of it. But he didn't say I couldn't use it. I did tell him that I was going to use it. But I think he's only allowing it because I did take his suggestion on buying some modeling paste for like the texture. I don't know if I'll be putting it on today, but hopefully we'll, I don't know, be able to put some on just to see how it looks. But yeah, I do have to go to not have to, I want to go to the women's basketball game, so I'm gonna work on the background and then go to the women's basketball game. Maybe I might, no, they're probably not gonna let me film with my professional camera. But anyway, let's get into the video.
Ooh, child, listen. Naturally, the voice within me that speaks to thee. Am I really what you want? Am I really what you want? 'Cause it's love that makes a woman, and the woman makes a man. And I love you. Won't you reach out and take my hand and tell me what you gonna
Honestly, this is the first time in a while that I've actually been this type of stress. Like, I think the last time I was this stressed over like school was in high school my junior year, and I'm like, damn, is it like every junior year like you're feeling this type of way? And I don't know if it's the amount of like workload that I'm doing. Usually I only take like 2 studios, and basically for this semester I'm taking 3 studios. So I am taking figure painting. I can post most of the figure painting content just because there's a ton of like nudity in it, and honestly I don't want my accounts to get flagged, so obviously I can't really post that. I mean, I guess I could like censor it, but honestly I just didn't really want to do that. It would kind of do the painting injustice, so I just decided not to post it. And basically I'm in my ceramics class, and these are like kind of the things, but that's also one of the studios that I had was a wheel throwing class, and honestly I love that class so much. I will be taking wheel throwing too next semester. These are some of the cups that I made. This is like a little cylinder which I'm probably going to use for paintbrushes. By the way, most of my ceramic things will also be on sale, or not on sale, but like available for to purchase either on my website or on my Etsy. I'm not 100% sure on where I'm going to put all of it at, but I will let you guys know. And then lastly, my last studio was an intermediate painting class. And keep in mind, next semester, I'll have four studio classes. So basically, I'll have two painting classes. So I'll be in intermediate figure painting, and I'll be in this like outside painting class, which is a 6 hour class. Why would I do that to myself? Because it sounds fun. And then obviously, like I said previously, I'll be in wheel throwing too. I just loved wheel throwing so much that I need to be in wheel throwing too, so I'll be doing that, and honestly, I kinda wanna add that to a part of my practice in my art. By the way, that vase kind of upset me. I just kind of tested some glazes on it, and honestly, I wish that I wrote down what I put on it because I actually liked the way the glaze ended up coming out, minus the way the foot looks and how the glaze started dripping off. That one is also one of my favorite vases, and honestly, when I first did it, it didn't come out the way that I expected it, but I've learned to really enjoy the way that vase came out. And honestly, the way that the wheel throwing class was structured, so basically we kind of had like projects for well, it's kind of like the same how like painting classes are structured, like it's very like project heavy base. And so it was kind of graded based on like technical skill rather than like creativity, but also creativity was also highly encouraged. I think what's interesting is to look at my previous work from my ceramic class. Well, my first ceramic class, I don't have any of the items besides one. Most of them I just gave away to like my friends and family because I thought it was fun. Obviously I have my monster. That's what's been really keeping me up and pushing me throughout the end of the semester.
Okay, so I'm in my ceramics class and I have a couple, not even a couple days. I low-key need to get all of my stuff glazed so it can get fired before Monday or Tuesday, whatever. But yeah. Anyway, I should show y'all all the stuff that is already finished, so I'll get to that. Okay, guys, so I just got done with my break. I'm back in the studio now. By the way, did go to the girls' basketball game and we won. It was pretty exciting. I did see a lot of new faces on there. Anyway, let me get back into this. So basically, this is so far how much of the painting that I have done. I'm gonna try to darken and brighten some parts of it. I also have this. This is like a pastel, and this is like white charcoal. So I'm gonna use this to sketch out some of the elements that I have on here, just so I can kind of keep things moving and not just be stuck on the clouds, because I know that's exactly what my professor is going to say. But anyway, we're back into the flow of things. Let's go.
One thing I thought was very interesting is that my professor says that there's only like a handful of us that actually work the entire canvas. And before I even realized that that was like a thing in the art world where like people should work the entire canvas, I kind of just already do that. I don't really know why. I think it just makes the painting process much more approachable than like working on each section at a time, at least for me. Professor also stated that I work pretty fast, which I'm not saying that I don't work fast. I definitely think that I work fast, but I think also there might be this illusion that I work fast because I spend much more time in the studio than most of the people in my class. Because it's interesting because most of my friends actually work much faster than I do. I also want to speak more about this painting. So basically, the project was we could either do one huge painting or two separate paintings. I decided to do one big painting. So basically, it's just like a 4 foot wood panel, and I wanted to work on wood just because I kind of wanted to see, like, obviously, I've worked on wood a handful of times in my classes, but I just wanted to do something that's more in my style to see if I prefer working on canvas or wood. Honestly, I'm still indecisive. I kind of like both of them for different reasons. But basically, our project had to consist of representing two words, and so the words that I picked was good and evil, and obviously the snake represents evil and the lamb represents good. And the reason why I decided to do one big panel instead of two canvases or two panels, I just felt like if I had two panels or canvases or whatever, I feel like it would have done the painting like injustice. So I just did one, and I'm kind of glad that I did one. I also wanted to retry trying to learn the glazing method. I've done it a handful of times. I wouldn't say it's like my go-to. I'm more of like a I love thick paint to like lather it on, and honestly, I feel like my professor thought that I was going backwards, which is why I ended up using the modeling paste. Oh, well, now we're in my next class. And basically, I had to work on like painting sketches. So this is like a little self-portrait, and I did like a full body sketch. I'll also show you how the painting ended up coming out. Oh my goodness, I have to tell y'all about critique. Critique was it was really harsh. I'll just say that. Did it make my painting much better? Obviously it did. I have a love-hate relationship with critiquing because like I I want people to critique me, but sometimes it just makes me a little bit upset, especially when people are like nitpicky. But also, every time I do have a critique, I definitely do take the things that people have to say about my painting into consideration when I'm fixing something, or if they feel like, oh, your shadows could be more darker or more blue, which is kind of what they were saying. Obviously, I didn't show like what I actually presented because when I presented the piece, it was unfinished, and I had told my class it was unfinished. So, the painting that you guys saw was the finished piece of it, but yeah. See, the problem with this painting that I'm working on now is that every time I would put paint on it, I would feel like it's even more unfinished every time I put paint on it. And even now, to this day, like it wasn't like a couple of weeks ago, it's still not finished. I do plan on finishing it during winter break, hopefully. And honestly, this is one of the most exciting paintings that I've made this semester because it definitely gives this like Rococo vibe, which I'm totally into.
Oh my goodness, I have a lingering cough, which is very annoying because I've been sick for the past week. But anyway, I am now in this class. Well, it's Saturday, and I'm working on this painting. I do have to work on another painting, which I showed you guys a little bit earlier in the video. This is supposed to be a self portrait kind. Yeah. It has similarities to me, but I don't think it looks like me, but it's fine. This is just like a little sketch thing. But I am gonna have to lock in. I don't think I'm gonna start it here. I'll probably start like that actual painting at my dorm. But I'm gonna work on this because I did say that I was going to work on this today before I leave. I want to leave at 9. It's about to be 10. Well, I told myself I was gonna leave at 10, so I'm gonna work on this until 10 and then head back. So if y'all can see, honestly, it's looking so good, but the more I work on it, the more unfinished I realize it is. So I'm low-key busting from the seams. But anyway, let's get started. I do know for a fact tomorrow I definitely want to work on the birds. I don't really want to work on the birds today. Oh my goodness, so much happened today. It's just like really upsetting to be honest. So I was in ceramics as I was filming earlier, and literally I didn't film the teapot part, but it was so frustrating because I had a lid. Hold on, I can't even see myself. If you ever made a teapot, right? You can sometimes the lid gets stuck, right? When it's too snug on there. I made it really snug and so the lid was stuck. I literally had to chisel the lid off. And so now I have to sand it off because there's all sorts of chips and cracks all over my pot or my teapot. So honestly, that was not a part of the cards for today, and it just took extra time, which was supposed to be my painting time. And then I went back to my dorm, ate, and then rested a little bit and came back. But now I have to do extra work tomorrow because I didn't get to glaze my teapot because I had to pour water on it. And when you pour water on your ceramics, not like a sponge, but I poured water on it to try to loosen it up. That didn't work. You can't really glaze it because the glaze won't really stick to like the clay body. So now I have to do it tomorrow. And honestly, after that whole fiasco, it made me not want to glaze my base. So I didn't do that either. So I'll have to do that tomorrow, which is kind of annoying because things just went into the firing today. And so now I have to wait until Monday, which is fantastic. Also, if y'all are curious, I'll put a photo of how it was looking. I didn't take a picture of the inside because it just pissed me off even more. So yeah.
I could tell that I was so upset. I didn't even make an ending for this video, but here's how the teapot ended up. I also made this vase. I thought it was super cute. Here are some of my other ceramic objects, and then also I have like an updated of how the painting is currently looking, and then like another painting. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Peace.